Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ball Not Court Podcast host Cortez Paul.
Along with my co-host Paul Mack.
I want to thank you folks for tuning in today and listening to the show. Basically, we cover basketball, football, NCAA, or anything that's related to current events with a humorous twist to it, at least. You can follow the podcast at BIOC Podcast at X or Twitter. We're also on Instagram at the same name, BIOC Podcast. You go to our YouTube channel, that's also BIOC Podcast. Our Facebook page is Balls Not Court Podcast. So if you could please just give us a like, shout, comment on any of those, and definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we thank you for listening and enjoy the show. Balls Not Court Podcast. Thank you very much. Welcome to the Ball Not Court Podcast. Cortez Paul is here. Tell my right, a usual face, Mr. Brad Renner.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, man, welcome back, sir. It's been a while, man.
It has been a while. You know how life gets. You got kids and sports and all that stuff. Life gets busy, and you make the best of it, and you show up when you can.
Hey, man, I know you've been lighting that candle, and if you don't
I
know
have
what
been
I'm talking
lighting
about,
that
guys,
candle.
So Brad's got a Steelers candle that he lights for every victory. So he has been lighting it up. Him and Amanda has been celebrating some wins here. So I know he's been super happy with his Steelers right now. So
Considering we didn't get to light it at all last year after we got it.
So now, hey, it's a good time to have it. You light it up, and everything's good in the Renner household, man. So
That's right. You got the light the candle, play some Renegade, and everybody's happy.
Just the man for the job. All right, man. Hey, let's get into a little bit. It's gonna be a little short podcast. We're just gonna recap a couple of the games and then make our picks. But let's talk about the first game, man. Paul's Giants beat the Eagles 34-17. The Eagles are on a 2-game losing streak, man. What are your thoughts about this game and the freaking New York Giants?
Well, I think we talked about it quite a bit during preseason about how much everyone liked what they saw from Jackson Dart. And, he had his great first game. Second game went on the road against the Saints, which, being a rookie, first road game, everyone had high hopes for him. But, it's an even bigger stage. Second start on the road. 5 turnovers that definitely hurt them that game, but they turned it around, beat the defending Super Bowl champs. He took care of the ball. No interceptions. I don't think, but 3 touchdowns for Scat. It was nice to see them turn it around after a disappointing game
against the Saints, right?
Yeah.
You all right, man. He didn't have no interceptions, and it was just crazy to see that how much confidence this team has. And legit, the name of the Giant, they are a giant killer. They have beat some of these good teams and lose to some of these teams they shouldn't have. They should have beat the Saints.
Oh yeah, they should have beat the Saints, but self-inflicted injuries.
Talk to me about Scatterboo. 3 touchdowns, 98 yards, 19 rushes, physical running. What you seeing out Cam Scatterboo?
I love it. He just takes the ball and goes to wherever the play is called for. There's no second guessing. There's no, east to west run. It's straight head down, north, south, and he doesn't care who's in front of him because he's going to run him over.
that including the all-pro linebacker Braun. Like, that dude got leveled.
Oh, he got
Cam
smoked. Hey,
yeah,
like,
man.
we've said, he's definitely all-stat 2.0. He literally looks for people to hit before they hit him. And, a good physical running back, what more could you ask for? Someone that's willing to dish out probably twice the amount of punishment that they're trying to put on him.
Mm-hmm. Yep. See, my thoughts with, definitely with the Eagles, they had a little bit of setback against the Broncos. So I thought for sure they would bounce back. They still got a hangover, man.
There's some discord, and I don't know if it's more on the offensive side or the defensive side, but they don't look like the powerhouse that they turned into or were at the end of last season. I don't know if it's, the missing parts that got shipped out and swapped in the off season, or, like you said, a Super Bowl hangover. Even though they won, they just don't look right.
Their defense.
Go ahead.
Something else, Brad. Yeah, their defense is something else. Like, so Jalen Carter didn't play that game. He was inactive. And then Quinyon Mitchell left the game with a hamstring injury. And before that, like, the Eagles defense just, compared to last year, just looked. Jalen Hurts, who we Ben Credit, and he does a good job taking care of the ball. So he threw an interception, breaking a streak of 300 straight passes without one. And he threw it the most opportune time where they was making a run to come back, at least make this game a one-possession game.
Mm-hmm.
And that just kind of turned the fences for him. Saquon Barkley, we haven't heard much from him. Like, this game, he ran for 58 yards on 12 attempts.
Yeah, and 15 of those, or 15 rush attempts, were in the first half. They only ran the ball 5 times after halftime. Like, what are you doing with that type of weapon? Just putting him on the shelf after halftime.
It doesn't make any sense. So, but no, shout out to the Giants, man. This is the I saw a stat here that the rookies Dart and Scatterboo, they ran for scores for Thursday night, and it's the first time that Giants had 2 rookies with 1 or more rushing touchdown in the same game since 1980. So
that's crazy.
Do you enjoy the whole aura of Scatterboo and Jackson Dart? They bring some moxie, don't they?
I love them. They're fun to watch. And you watch the games for the teams, but when you're not watching your team play and you watch them have fun, they're excited. You never know what Scatterboo's going to do when he scores a touchdown, if he's going to do a triple axel or 3 back handsprings and a backflip, or run through the wall. I mean, you don't know what he's going to do, and it's fun.
Dude, it's so great, man. But hey, Paul, I was hoping he's going to come in and celebrate, but he's celebrating by taking his missus to the movie. So I'm sure he was going to talk his crap, but especially being, how much he hates the Eagles. So I'm pretty sure he was looking to run his mouth.
All right, Tom.
Yeah, Tom. Poor Tom.
I don't play.
Yeah, man. That's just how it is, man. It's just funny to see how that's going to happen with Tom. So Tom's bucking me and Paul, so it's all good. All right, let's talk about your Steelers, who had a really, really good win, and they seem to be running here like very, very well. So your Steelers end up winning the game 23-9 against a division foe in the Browns. Talk to me about your Steelers, man.
They're not overpowering on offense, but they've just, been taking care of the ball. They haven't been careless or reckless. It's, pretty much march the ball down the field and get points, whether it be a touchdown, whether it be a field goal, and everybody's happy. I mean, if you put up points on every possession, you give yourself a better chance to win. And with no turnovers, you're even helping yourself out even more. And then when the defense is playing the way that it did this week, they're starting to blitz a little bit more, pull a couple different guys instead of your typical, 4-man rush with Watt and whether it be, Hightower in them. But the defense is starting to get fun to watch again. It seems like they're blitzing finally. It's the first time I've seen multiple blitzes rather than just we're going to send these people. Here it is, every play, figure it out.
Hey, does this year feel different for the Steelers? Does it feel like this is a legit team? Because I know talking to you the last few years about your Steelers, you're like, listen, this is a team that do the same thing, get to the playoffs in first round, and then it's done. Do you feel a little bit more optimistic about your Steelers?
It's still too early to tell because we started off, 4-2 last year, and then Wilson got us a few more wins, and it just seems like the last few years we get to that just over not having a losing season and the wheels fall off the bus like there's no tomorrow.
Gotcha. So you pretty much just being cautiously optimistic, right?
Yeah, always cautiously optimistic with the Steelers.
I hear you, my man. All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about my Broncos and Jets. This game was in the crack dawn of the morning, 9 o'clock. I was trying to wake up and watch that game, man. I did everything I could.
That's just rough.
Yeah, man. So Broncos took on the Jets. Jets is winless, but I try to tell Paul and everybody else on the show that be careful with these type of games. And the Jets have been in some games. So I don't want to sit here and 0-5 is terrible, but I'm looking at it like they're hungry. They're looking for a win, and they're going to be desperate to get a win. Broncos end up winning this game 13-11. This game was just downright ugly. Justin Fields. Go ahead, Brad.
What was it? They held the ball for 30 seconds before halftime because they didn't want him to throw the ball. You're paying this guy millions of dollars to hold the ball. That's probably the most asinine thing I think I've seen in the NFL in a very long time. Right next to the freaking Commanders trying to eat up the clock and run a running play out of shotgun formation when it's raining. And fumble the ball. Yeah, make it make sense. You're trying to run out the ball or run out the clock. Everybody knows you're running the ball. Go under center, turn around, hand the ball off, get 1 or 2 yards, and let the clock run. Sometimes they just get too fancy and overly stupid with it, and it leads to mistakes. Just go back to high school football.
Yeah. So Justin Fields, he led an offense that got 8 first downs, and they had 82 net yards. He had a negative
10 passing yards. What the hell?
I don't know if that's a credit to Justin Fields or the Broncos defense. The Broncos defense.
The defense did put up 9 sacks that game. So, yeah, it's whether, like you said, is that on Justin Fields or is that just the Broncos defense being dominant?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like that defense won that game because Bonus and the offense, they had a hungover from the Philly game. They was comfortable. They had to travel. You had to go to London. There's a lot of jet lag. There's no excuse. So the Jets also had jet lag as well. They had to play the week before, so there's really no excuse. But at the end of the day, like Jonathan Cooper is a grown man. He had 2 sacks, 18 pass rushes against the Jets for a career high 38.9 pressure rate. Denver has 30 sacks, which is 10 more sacks than the next NFL team currently.
That's insane.
Very nuts. And then this is tied for the most sacks through 6 games since 1990. They tied with Kansas City, who also had this many sacks through 6 games in 2013. Nick Bonito is a grown man. He got a sack the game, but he's been controlling everything from the line of scrimmage. And then guess who got activated off IR this week? Dre Greenlaw. Dre Greenlaw from the.
That's your defense just got 10 times more deadly.
So very excited. Broncos, I think, played the most road games so far this season. So they get a stretch of home games here, and
which would be good.
Which would be good for them. But yeah, the Broncos are 2 field goals away from being undefeated. I still laugh at that because the whole leverage call against the Colts, but the Colts are playing really good ball right now.
The Colts are playing really good ball.
Yeah, and the Chargers got high at the end of the half, and then also won by a field goal as well too. Justin Herbert had a fantastic third quarter. You minus those 2 things, Broncos could be undefeated right now. It shoulda, woulda, coulda game. Road games are hard to win. I give credit to the Chargers and the Colts. They won the game. But this defense is nuts, Brad.
I mean, we had touched on that on previous podcasts about how dominant you thought your defense was going to be this year, and you weren't off at all on that one. I think you were pretty much spot on. I think they're producing probably a little bit more than what you had anticipated, but I mean, I think we kind of all agreed with you that your defense was going to be ridiculous, and it has not disappointed.
Absolutely, brother. I feel that it has been a fantastic way to start the season. So go Broncos. Hey, before we get into the picks here, tell me about the Buffalo Bills' disappointing loss.
Oh God. And they cannot stop the run. Bijan Robinson, I think I got onto that game late, and I want to say the very first play was Bijan busting off that massive run for a touchdown.
He really ate, man.
He's a grown man that game. 19 carries, 170 yards.
There's been some talk about, is he the best player right now? Now, I will say this. There's a couple players, including him, that's right now could be run for MVP. Him, including Baker Mayfield. No, there's Bijan Robinson's a grown man, but the Bills, I saw something that I guess a team that comes out the bye week, they're 0-3 against a team that comes out the bye week.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Do we feel like, and I had mentioned this on the podcast last week, is it too early? And you can tell me, is it too early to call the Bills and watch on the fraud watch?
I think we're going to find out a lot more from them here in a couple games, because it seems like a lot of the teams that we had high hopes for at the beginning of the season kind of hit that mid-season slump, whether it be injuries or other teams starting to figure out their schemes and how to out-scheme what they're running.
Right.
But I mean, like you said, the Bills haven't looked good the last couple games. They've been in a little slump, just like the Eagles have been in a slump. So it's the middle of the season, so now we really see who can figure it out and who's going to wind up going to Cancun early this year.
Well put, Brad. One more game, the Cowboys and the Panthers.
Good
Rico
grief.
Dowdle had a hell of a game. He had 183 rushing yards for career high 30 carries. You think they were going to feed him the ball against his old team? And the Cowboys lost 30-27. Give me your 2 cents, Brad, on this one here.
Well, I know we can all agree anytime Dallas shows their 1-star rating, we are all happy. I mean, America's team, Jerry Jones, how great getting rid of Micah Parsons was, and the player to be named that they got in exchange. To me, it's always good to see Dallas lose.
Hey, man, I sit there and laugh. My dad's a Cowboys fan, but I'm not hard on you guys on them. But I just felt their defense is suspect, man. Their defense is
terrible.
Now the offense, Prescott,
great. I mean, you're going to lose every game because your defense needs to get lucky. Their defense needs 1 to 2 takeaways a game. If they can manage that, Dallas has a good chance of winning because their offense is going to put up points. But
George Pickens had a monster game too, by the way. He had 11 targets for 168 yards and a score, and they still lost.
Mm-hmm. It's always good to see a former Steelers lose too, especially when he forced his way out.
Let me lob that way up for Brad. I knew he was going to say something smart like that.
I give zeros if you know what I mean by that. Keep it family friendly tonight.
There you go, man. All right. Well, hey, let's go ahead and get into some of the picks here. Let me pull this up here. All right. So we are now approaching week number 7. And
we got the Bengals tomorrow.
The Bengals and the Steelers.
The Icy Hot Bowl.
The Icy Hot Bowl. Joe Flacco starting, right?
Yep. So 41-year-old quarterback versus 40-year-old quarterback. Who's going to win? Well, you already know who I'm voting for. Go
listen, I'm with you.
Steelers.
Steelers going to win this game. I don't – yeah, the Bengals – I
feel are in rare mid-season form early in the season.
Why are the Bengals doing the whole Indianapolis Colts thing with Andrew Luck not protecting their quarterback?
Because that's what the Bengals do. I mean, you spend all that money on a wide receiver, a quarterback, and a defensive lineman. You don't have any money to upgrade and maintain that offense or the offensive line. So what do you think is going to happen when you have, 4 or 5 superstars and, 48 other subpar athletes?
Brad, it's like getting a 1988 Mustang, getting a nice paint job, the rims. But you forget about the engine, the transmission.
The brakes.
Little things the brakes. This describes the Cincinnati Bengals. Apparently, Cincinnati Bengals don't need them.
All brakes, no gas. They ain't going nowhere.
All right, we both agree. Steelers win this game. All right. 9:30 game. This is also, believe, in London. The Rams and the Jaguars. Wembley Stadium, I believe. I think it's at
yes,
Wembley
sir. It is at Wembley Stadium.
Rams and the Jags. Who do we have here? Brad, go first.
I don't know. The Jaguars have been rather surprising this year. I mean, I think most of us had them written off at the beginning of the year as they were going to be the basement dweller of their division. But I could see the Jaguars actually pulling this one off if they play the way that they've been playing lately. If they go back to the old Jaguars, it's going to be ugly. But I feel like Jacksonville has a good shot at beating the Rams this week.
There's this running joke about Jacksonville because I used to live there. They seem to play very well across seas, especially in London. So,
wasn't there talks of them being a half and half team there for a while? Half in London, half in.
Yeah, their owner was talking about something dumb about like that. No, keep them in Jacksonville. I got a little biased because I live in Jacksonville, so I actually enjoy the city. But no, keep the Jacksonville Jaguars there. There are some good loyal fans that I know and have come across that would be devastated if this team moves. But no, they win in London. They always win in London, so they will find a way to create a turnover. And Trevor Lawrence, who we know is susceptible to turnovers, keep it in check. I think the Jaguars go ahead and pull this out.
Next year, we have a good shot at seeing some of the Jaguar games because I think they're splitting half the games between Orlando and Gainesville.
They're debating that, so be interested to see what they do with that. But hey, I love to watch a football game to come down there. That'd be pretty sweet while they get their stadiums renovated. But yeah, hopefully the Broncos come down here and definitely show up for that. But no, just football there. I think it's en route. So yeah, I go watch a football game for sure. Let's see. 1:00 games. Let's start with the Saints and the Bears.
Oh God.
Hey, the Bears. They're winning right now.
Bears are. There we go. I mean, the Bears and the Saints have looked better. They got lucky thanks to that late fumble last week against the Commanders. But they have been looking a lot better. Caleb Williams is looking a lot better. The offense seems to be trending in the right direction. So I think the Bears have the better shot at winning. So we'll go with the Bears.
Okay. Yeah, just Saints are just bad.
Yeah.
I just not gonna break that down that much. But yeah, the Bears should win at home. Get one in Soldier Field for sure. Ooh, this game right here. The 1-5 Dolphins against the 1-5 Browns, and Tua Tagovailoa came out and apologized for the comments he made after the game, which he just completely threw his team under the bus. This Miami Dolphins team was up in this one game that they was playing last week, and then ended up losing the lead. There's a lot going on in this Dolphins locker room here, Brad.
It's a shit show down in Miami. Nobody is being accountable offensive-wise, defensive-wise, head coach-wise. I mean, it's gone off the rails. I could see them finishing below the Jets. I think the Jets are going to squeak out a couple wins here shortly, but I don't think the Dolphins are going to get figured out this week. I'm just surprised I haven't seen their head coach fired yet.
He's walking around with a heavy heart, head, all the above. He can't enunciate words. There's a lot going on with Mike McDaniel and his coaching staff. So the Browns will end up getting this win due to whatever distractions the Dolphins are going through right now. So
yeah, I'm a go with you as well. But if anybody that's watching in the Cleveland area, tickets are as low as $33 if you want to go watch that train wreck.
Hey, Brad, those are one of the games you just kind of go and just walk around and just kind of go explore just the venue and have a few drinks and be like, all right, it's time to go to the bar in Cleveland. Yeah, let's just go somewhere else.
That's one of those games that you just go to wearing incognito clothes, get drunk, and boo both teams.
Can you imagine the lone Dolphins fans in Cleveland? Like, I got to go to this crap game.
Do you think they would actually wear Dolphins apparel, or do you think they're going incognito?
If there's a way to make the Dolphins logo brown, it might be possible. All right, our next 1 o'clock game, the 2-4 Raiders against the 3-3 Chiefs. And I did see that Rashee Rice is back from suspension.
He is back, and he is anticipated to play, which means the Vegas Raiders have absolutely no shot.
Detroit, I'm sorry. Yeah, so the Chiefs had a big win against Detroit. This is how crazy the NFL season. Detroit was, they lost to the Packers and got back on track. Still had a good game against the Chiefs, but, it's hard to win an Arrowhead. And so now they look human, and the Chiefs are now a 500 ball club, and there's a chance for the Kansas City Chiefs. They get a good weapon back. Unfortunately, I can't stand both of these teams, but the Chiefs end up winning at home.
Yeah, I agree. Unfortunately, I think the Chiefs are starting to find their stride again.
Gotcha. All right. The Eagles and the Vikings. I had an injury report pulled up, and I want to see what that game is going to be like. What you think between the Eagles and the Vikings?
Well, are they getting J.J. McCarthy back, or is it going to be Carson? If it's Carson Wentz, I think this is the game where the Eagles, don't figure it out, but they kind of get the pieces going back in the right direction. If it's J.J. McCarthy, I think the Vikings definitely have a way better shot at.
The news I got on him, Brad, is 3 hours ago from CBS Sports. Hopes to return soon. So, no, Carson Wentz is at the helm.
So, yeah, I think unless
back here.
I think the Eagles bounce back, and unless they throw it away like they did last week.
The Eagles are, and I don't know if it's just A.J. Brown, he wants the ball more. Devontae Smith, he wants the ball more. Saquon Barkley, you haven't heard a peep out of him. And this is one of those things that is interesting for Jalen Hurts. Like, he's got to make a decision now, because now you guys are – and it's crazy because they was winning these games when A.J. Brown would start complaining. And now that they're losing, there's definitely more pressure to try to, spread the pie. And
listen, if I was any of those wide receivers and you told me that, we're going to run a run play and all I have to do is sprint down the field to take the cornerback out of the play, I don't get tackled, I don't get hit, I literally just run down the field and be a distraction, I would do that all day, every day for $20 to $30 million a year.
Hey, good point. But, man, we know A.J. Brown forced his way out of Tennessee, too, so he always had the Devo tag on him.
Yeah. You got that George Pickens tag and that Antonio Brown tag.
You know those receivers too well, huh?
Juju Smith-Schuster. I mean,
he like, brother, I can keep going. Huh? You want me to?
Yeah,
I can keep going. I got you, man. Yeah, I got the Eagles winning though. They'll figure it out. All right, let's continue to our 1 o'clock games. The 3-3 Panthers at the 0-6 Jets. Oh, mama, is there a chance? Is there a chance for the Jets to get their first win? I'm calling it. Jets getting their first win here. They will beat the Carolina Panthers at home and MetLife. They will get the dub. Listen to me. Book it. Go New York Jets fans. You going to get your first dub. And I guess go crazy in Jersey. I don't know what y'all do up there. Brad, do you agree or no?
I kind of agree.
Yeah,
I kind of agree. I want to see the Jets win. I want them to do, what was it that Bud Light did that one year where they brought in, I know what team they did that for. They did it for the Browns. They brought in all those Budweiser fridges, and when the Browns got their first win, they got to open up and free beer. I want to see them do it in New York.
Yeah, do it for the Jets, man. And also, I like Aaron Glenn. I like him. I like the coach. I like the coach, and I'm pulling for him to do well. And I hope he gets his first win here, man. He deserves it, man.
Just let Justin Fields throw the ball.
Word on the street, though, a lot of Jets fans feel like Tyrod Taylor's the better option, but that's just the word on the street, what I heard from like 2 or 3 Jets fans.
Oh, I definitely feel like Tyrod Taylor at this point would be your best option.
Okay.
Kind of like the Browns going from Flacco to Gabriel. Although I still don't think that was the right move.
Yeah. Hey.
A lot of growing pains going on in Cleveland.
Yeah. Rough, man. Our last 1 o'clock game is the New England Patriots 4-2 at the Tennessee Titans 1-5.
The Patriots.
Yeah. Pats has been playing very well. Their defense has been pretty solid so far this season, so that's not a surprise since Vrabel coached the team. And that's his calling card.
He's definitely a defensive-minded coach. And Drake May is definitely looking a lot better than he did last year. So
yes,
I think it's going to be the Patriots. Okay. I think it's going to lean more toward the blowout. I think that game could get ugly.
Beautiful. All right, let's go to our 4 o'clock games. The first one is the Giants at the Broncos. Now, I would say this before we get into this, Brad. I wish Paul was here. I knew who he's picking. But I'm going to Key West this weekend, and I happen to go in with a Giants fan. My buddy George is a big Giants fan. He's from the area, so real cool guy. So yeah, I'm going to Key West with him, and he already talked about we're going to be watching this game somewhere. So can't imagine the shit talking that's going to happen if the Giants end up pulling this out. Also, I would like to say that. So the Broncos, I'm mentioning this because this can go one of 2 ways.
You cover your bases now.
Yes. So the Broncos are honoring Demaryius Thomas. He's going to be in the ring of fame.
The Ring of Honor. That's ring awesome. Of honor.
Very cool. But they're also honoring Charlie Kirk. So I'm just trying to figure out, I need some of that DT Juju magic to really come down and hopefully come over. The good thing is that Dre Greenlaw, as I mentioned, has practice. He is practicing, so he's going to go. And so I'm hoping, because as we mentioned, this whole, and I don't want to get this too political because I know TikTok's going to get us all in the comments and going to get hit up with this. But the team that had honored him, like Arizona Cardinals went like a losing streak. The Detroit Tigers went like on a losing streak. So that's why I'm scared. Because I kind of seen the superstitions of this stuff. Like this stuff went sideways. So I am hoping for the DT, Juju Magic, and then Dre Greenlaw come back. And with that being said, I still choose the Broncos. But the Giants are a giant killer. I am not sleeping on the New York G-Men. They have beat some really good teams. I'm not sleeping on them. This will be a dogfight if Denver allows it. But that defense was really tough. I can't see Scatterboo getting 3 touchdowns again. But yeah, this is a different defense. So if we made Cam Ward look foolish, I'm imagining we can make Jackson Dart look crazy. But that's NFL. Respect your opponent. It's a giant team that's coming in with a lot of confidence. They beat the world defending champions in the Philadelphia Eagles. So I need to make sure I tame my expectations because I need to respect that New York Giants football team on the other side of the field. They're playing damn good football, and they're coming into Mile High. It's going to be a good game. So go Broncos.
Yeah, I'm leaning more toward Denver just because the defense is hot, and it takes a lot to cool off a hot defense. But I think the Giants will be in the ball game. I don't think it's going to be a runaway. I think it's going to be a dogfight. I think ends close. But I do think that the Giants have a good shot if they can get a good run pass mix going on. If they get one dimensional, it's going to be over quick. But that run game definitely gives Jackson Dart comfortability and, definitely gives him the sense of security that he has time to throw the ball.
John's front seven is also very good as well. They have a talented defensive line, linebackers, defensive ends. So, J.K. Dobbins and, R.J. Harvey, and then Bonus at times trying to run the ball, it's going to be a little tough against the Giants. I will admit that.
They're going to be running into some sexy Dexy up there in Denver.
Absolutely, man. Hey, as long as I get to see some Jackson Dart's mom time, I'm cool with that. Absolutely. All right. The 5-1 Colts at the 4-2 Chargers. Are the Colts the real deal here?
I think the Colts are. I think the Colts. The Chargers, I don't know what's going on with them, but they're on a slide.
Mm-hmm.
Danny Dimes looking good. Their run game definitely helps with that, which doesn't make any sense because he had that when he played in New York with Saquon. Like what? You had a phenomenal running back in New York with Saquon, and now you go to Indianapolis, who was absolutely horrible last year, and now you're an NFL leading team at 5-1. What changed?
It's nuts, man. They also added Tyler Warren, and they always had Jonathan Taylor in the backfield, and they made the controversial decision to bench their first-round pick and Anthony Richardson and go with Daniel Jones. So, yeah, man, they always had a solid defense.
We always joke that Anthony Richardson was injury prone, but how do you get hurt in pregame with a warm-up band?
And he's a freak of nature too. Like he's very athletic and built, but yeah, you're right. It's weird injuries. And
how do you be athletic and built but made of glass at the same time?
Trying to understand that one. Yeah, we both agree Colts gonna win this game. 3-1-1 Packers. Just so funny to say. At the Cardinals 2-4. Packers started off strong, then they kind of fizzle off a little bit. You know what? It's a game that I think the Cardinals going to win.
I think it's going to be if Kyler Murray starts, it's going to be the Packers. If Jacoby Brissett starts, the Cardinals have a better shot.
Oh, you out on Kyler Murray?
I've never been a Kyler fan. I don't know what it is. And they lost James Conner, so their run game's taking a hit. So that is the one Steeler that I will still root for. I love James Conner.
Gotcha. Yeah, so you're right. Kyler Murray's injury here, and so yeah, we'll see what Jacoby Brissett can do.
I mean, I wouldn't be too shocked if the Packers wind up 3-1-2 at the end of this game. They seem to be what I always joke about the Steelers. They seem to be playing down to their competition. Games they should obviously blow them out or lost or tied. And the games that people had written them out on before the game even started, they won. So it's a catch-22 with that team right now.
Nah, I hear you, my man. Yep, I'm going with the Cardinals to figure out and pull up the upset. All right. Our last 425 game is the 3-3 Commanders at the 2-3-1 Cowboys.
So, You know how I joked earlier about the Browns game being the cheapest? That is not it. You can get tickets as low as $22 to watch the Washington Commanders beat the Dallas Cowboys at
that's
Jerry World.
At Jerry World. That's how cheap the tickets are. What?
Tickets as low as $22. Let's see where they're at. I bet they nosebleed as hell though.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, they're nosebleed. But damn, I never heard Cowboys game that cheap.
But $22 gets you in the door.
True. And knowing in there, you can just go hang out of that area and that's definitely another stadium. You can just walk around and do something else besides a football game.
I mean, you could get tickets in the 100s right behind the end zone for $271.
That ain't terrible.
That ain't terrible for Jerry World.
No, that ain't terrible at all. I'm going to Cowboys. I think they'll win. Who you feel, the Commanders or Cowboys?
I feel like the Commanders are going to have a bounce back game. I think Jaden Daniels is going to have a little revenge from that terrible loss against the Bears. I think it's going to be a revenge game. Nice.
All right, now primetime game. The Falcons, after having a fantastic showing last night, primetime game, get the 49ers at primetime on NBC. And I did check Brock Purdy's status, and he is still declared out. So Mac Jones, who's been fantastic, by the way.
He has been. I'm very surprised and excited to see, I always like to see the guys that have been cast out have a resurgence. Because you never want to see anybody fall off the face of the earth unless they're a Dallas Cowboys quarterback. Then everybody be perfectly fine with that. Or they get relegated to the Browns or Bengals.
I hear you. Browns got a whole vendetta list. I like it.
I think it's going to be.
Who you got?
I think it's going to be the 49ers, but I wouldn't be mad if the Falcons won. Does that make sense?
I know it makes sense. The Falcons actually played great the last game. They looked good. Like what I'm saying, it was a big win for them. The Bills is supposed to be one of the top echelon teams, and they did a very good job. And we just talked about B. John Robinson having a fantastic game. So yeah, if he has another game like that and they go on the road, you can run the ball and your defense is solid. It's a recipe to win the road game. I got the Falcons winning though. I think the Falcons to get the win over the 49ers.
But which Falcons show up? The ones that just beat the Bills or the ones that showed up against the Carolina Panthers? So it's Jekyll and Hyde with them this year. It's either feast or famine. So
yeah,
if they've got it figured out like they did against the Bills, that's why I said I wouldn't be mad if the Falcons won because they. But I still think the 49ers have enough muscle to get past them.
Okay. And our 2 Monday night games. This first one, which was a fantastic game, by the way. You got the Buccaneers at the Detroit Lions. Baker Mayfield is having a great year. MVP worthy discussion. This was Mike Evans going down with injury. I think he's still out with the injury. Emeka Ibuka has been fantastic. They're rookies. So I think Chris Godwin's out this game too. He has some kind of injury as well. So they're just stepping up with all these receivers. Let me look up to see how close Mike Evans is. And then you got Detroit Lions. I know they had a little setback. But this is still a capable offense. So let's say new entry timeline reveal for him for week 7 for Mike Evans, possibly.
Game time decision.
Oh yeah, Ibuka went down with injury too. So
yeah,
their receivers been in and out. Can they have their three receivers at the same time? Because this is a hell of a trio with Evans, Ibuka, and Godwin.
Oh yeah, could you imagine two wideouts in a slot, and that's your lineup?
White is a good running back too. They got a good offense, man. Their defense is very good too. So people sleeping on the Buccaneers, bro.
I think Baker goes into Detroit and gets it done. I think he's got a chip on his shoulder this season.
It won't shock me at all if that happens. I definitely think Detroit get back on track here. But as you say, the way he's been playing, Brad, you can't count him out. Just don't be a Seattle fan and just don't piss him off.
He's done more with less than what he's got right now. So
you're very right. Just Lion fan, you saw what happened in Seattle. Do not talk shit to Baker Mayfield. Speak for disaster.
No, ever since that, when he got traded to the Rams on 2 days practice, came into the game at the end of the game and won the game-winning drive. I don't put anything past Baker now. He's got a dog in the hunt anytime he steps out on the field.
Yep, I agree. And then our 10 o'clock game, which I wish they'd go away from these two Monday night games because I just can't find. I'm not watching that 10 o'clock game. I got to go to work the next day.
Same.
Buccaneers line does it for me. I'll catch the highlights for that. Texans and Seahawks. Seahawks 4-2. Texans 2-3. Texans on a 2-0 winning streak after dropping the first three. A lot of questions about C.J. Stroud and this offense. C.J. Stroud put himself in the top 5 best quarterbacks currently in NFL. He included stuff on the Instagram post. So we know he's very confident yet cocky. The defense for the Texans has always been fantastic. The defense led by Will Anderson and many other pieces that they have on this defense. Seahawks will win this, though.
I think so, too. I think Darnold and them get it done. I just don't. Is it the Texans? You know, they have a good game, then they have a bad game. They have a good game, they have a bad game. So
inconsistent, right?
It's just the inconsistency. And C.J. Stroud, like you said, you want to be confident as an NFL quarterback, but you don't want to be cocky and put out bulletin board material for whoever you're playing, because then these defenses are just going to go out there and try and make you look stupid.
Yep, exactly. Your top 5 quarterback, huh? Okay. But I agree. I agree with your Seahawks, man. Hey, let's wrap this bad boy up. We are at 51 minutes. I promise you I wouldn't hold you long, and I held you long enough.
That's fine. I didn't even know we've been on for 51 minutes. I thought it was like 23.
Time flies when you're having fun, right, Brad?
That's right.
All right, guys, let's wrap this up. Let's close it up here. Make sure you stay tuned for me and Paul and the rest of the panel. Glad to have Brad back on the panel, so he's always welcome anytime. But life does happen. The man's got a family got taken care of. But where the man just say, put me in, coach, and he got a starting roster.
Yes, sir.
Hope CJ heals up. I know he's been dealing with injury, but he'll return back soon. He was supposed to do the Magic podcast, and of course, you saw Paul and Mr. Saul went ahead and did the New York Knicks podcast. So appreciate those fellas.
CJ cleared to practice yet?
Apparently he's still waiting on the scooter, so he's trying to make it to the Magic opening game, but I it's going to be doubtful, so we'll see how that is. But you can follow the podcast page at BOC Podcast. That's on Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Been getting a lot of love on Facebook, a lot of content there, a lot of views, a lot of people sharing the post. We appreciate that, man. You can go get that there at Balls on Court Podcast. Brad, tell me where they can find you at. You have anything? Or you good?
Nope. You can find me at the Wheelhouse 19th hole at Tuesday at 8 o'clock for trivia.
Trivia. There it is. That's where he's at. You can find me at @CP on Twitter. That's what we call it nowadays. We'll be getting a basketball. So me, Paul, and probably a few others, we already preview the NBA season. So that'll be coming up here soon. Make sure you check out radio.fm. We've got an internet radio station on there. Our time slot is on Thursdays at 3 p.m. So give us a like, comment, shout there, and check out other content on that website as well. You can also get us on iTunes, TuneIn Radio, wherever you heard the podcast before. We do appreciate the support. So, hey, close enough for Brad Renner. This is Cortez Paul, Ball Not Court Podcast.
Go Jackets.
Appreciate you. Go Chester Yellow Jackets. I know Brad's repping them. So have a good day there, ladies and gentlemen.